for. To the bottom right hand side of Kairos Junction, our green Terran player from Wolf's Lair is InZaNe. Top left hand side, our red Protoss player is Skillous, taking down Clem. And again, like I said, he's currently sat at 6.4k MMR, so I mean, both these guys are currently 6.4k MMR, so this is actually going to be a really cool, close series for these guys, and I believe would be the first time either of them make it into WCS. As you see, the gate going to be finishing up in a moment or two. Probes going to start popping out in towards that assimilator. The natural expansion coming down, and this barracks proxy from InZaNe to get things going, so going to go straight into a tech lab. That means a factory will probably come down here too, but he doesn't actually have the gas because it's double racks. Okay, so it's a double racks from InZaNe now. I like it. So what he's going to do is going to get concussive shell marauders. And as he gets concussive shell marauders, he's going to fake the idea of trying to expand, hoping this probe is going to leave, thinking it's maybe a Reaper on the way out. So setting up in towards this, the probe going to get out there, expecting the Reaper any moment now. Oh man, he still wants to get in here though. And the Marine is going to reveal itself, so that's a little bit funky now. You didn't see an expansion. There's the Marauder. There's the concussive shell. So hopefully the idea with this is that you grab a unit pretty early on because you catch them off guard with the concussive shells, and from there you can get quite a bit done. So concussive shell is about halfway done here. You see the probe pulling back up the left side, going to throw down a shield battery. And that Nexus in the natural going to be pretty well protected with that shield battery there, so that really makes it so it's going to be tough for these units to really do much. The Marine will come across towards the upper left-hand side, and actually will be seen by this probe. The SCV is seen as well. I mean, I like the idea of another scout from Skillous, right? It is making a lot of sense because he doesn't know what's up. We will now see another Marine. Oh my god, InZaNe doesn't kill the probe though. Well, does get forwards though, and he's probably paying attention to kill the Stalker. Dives up, gets the Stalker, and gets out. Okay, well that's big already, getting a Stalker kill. And now obviously the shield battery on the low ground should make this a bit more difficult, although probes chase a bit too far forwards. First SCV goes down, building up that bunker. 3 Marauders and a Marine now. I mean, it's a lot of damage onto those probes, but remember, InZaNe is without an expansion of his own here at the moment. As you're going to see that Stalker still taking some damage. I mean, double shield battery is really nice. The last SCV will not finish up this bunker though, as InZaNe losing a couple of SCVs. Obviously, there's probes still across the map, seeing no expand. I wonder if InZaNe tries the crazy thing of starting Stim pack up right here. We saw someone try this the other day, actually, and they actually did build Stim out on the map as well. It is pretty funky, as the still Marauders, you have to be very careful right now. Have to be really careful right now. A few Stalkers gathering together. Stalkers just out of the front. Stargate dropping down in the back of the main base. You're going to be seeing the bio again pressing forwards. I mean, with the Marauders, you can keep a lot of pressure up. Really stops the Stalkers from moving out on the map or anything. Marines just gathering up at home. Reactor came down. The factory now on the way up as well. Obviously, the Rack's going to float forwards to go for a bit of a scout. And there's actually, while he targets the Racks, he's kind of threatening to jump on a Stalker there, I think. Stalker's turning, picking off one of the Marauders. Actually, might be able to get a Stalker. But obviously, these Marauders are in a little bit of trouble now. Maybe another Stalker goes down. Oh my god, the 1 HP Stalker saved right there. And I mean, now the shield batteries will just heal it up. All these Marauders going down, so InZaNe loses quite a bit as Skillous gets another Stalker warping in. Phoenix picking away at the barracks, flying in towards the main base. So Phoenix picking its way at that, as we see that starport from InZaNe starting in the main. So, again, I mean, losing those few units doesn't feel great, but he does still have the Marines out. Obviously, the Phoenix covering up in numbers from Skillous here as he drops down the Robo facility as well. So, Robotics facility dropping down. Cyclone is just getting started recently too, as another back's about to finish up. And this Orbital Command about to finish on the natural as well. So, Orbital going to be finishing here momentarily. As you do see the Tech Lab from InZaNe, it's going to be on its way down. Few Stalkers, couple of Phoenix gathering up together. Still seeing those Marines wanting to perhaps press forwards here. 2 Marines picked off already. 3rd Marine, not quite going down just yet. Robo facility dropping down in the main base. The Skillous going to get that going. Observer to begin with. Now, with this amount of Phoenix, I wonder if Skillous is going to try something like a Phoenix Colossus, or if he just wants to go to 5 or so, and then cut the Phoenix right then and there. Phoenix in the main base, going to get turned away by a few of those Marines. Raven just about halfway done at the moment. And combat shields getting started up as well, so getting that underway. As you do see the couple of Marines coming out, the Phoenix going to lift up one of those Marines. Nice little pick-off is... Oh yeah, not really enough anti-air just yet to truly turn these Phoenix away, but there's also not that many Phoenix to dive in and deal a bunch of damage. That was like a Marine and an SCV that went down, so you can survive with that so far. And if the Robo Bay coming up from Skillous, we're going to start seeing some sort of a tech choice here. It definitely feels like Colossus, right? There's no Twilight Council for Blink Disruptors or anything. Disruptors alone would just not really cut it, I feel, with the compositions the players are going for at the moment. So, Skillous towards the Colossus, looking for that +1 attack upgrade too. Maybe armor. Depends what gateway units he wants to go for. Attack's very good for Colossus, but the armor is very good for the Zealots in front of the Colossus. So, it's a bit of neither here nor there which one you should necessarily go for right away. As you see the Marine getting lifted up. Nice little shutdown of, obviously, information on the map, basically. That is going to be a attack upgrade with the Colossus. Again, that's the more general way to go. I guess if you're a bit more Zealot heavy going into the Colossus, then the armor upgrade can be good. But the attack upgrade on the Colossus is nice because it obviously deals a bunch of damage. As InZaNe just says, well, let's go then. His army's coming across the map with an SCV pull. Now, he has combat shields, but no stim, because he has no medevac, so he probably doesn't want to put his Marines on that much pressure. He has an Interference Matrix available on the Raven, a Banshee mixed in here too, and tanks that will also try and be somewhat successful. Lock on from the Cyclone kills the first Phoenix. Nice scan on the high ground, gets in the vision there for that. First Force Field kind of misses, but then the Cyclone messes up a little bit, I would say. Couple SCVs taking some damage from the Colossus as InZaNe going to get nice and close with this. Remember, he cannot stim in. First Interference Matrix on the Colossus, and I imagine the next Interference Matrix will be on the Colossus too. He uses the Interference Matrix to basically buy time to get in right close forwards into this. Nice target fire on the Colossus as well. 12 SCVs down, but now the probes will begin to die. The tanks need to target that Colossus. It goes down, and I think InZaNe's attack is going to make this happen here as he pushes straight into the natural. Bunkers up as well for the last SCV. GG from Skillous, and InZaNe's attack is good. Those Hellions, they got shut down. They didn't kill any probes, guys. Shield battery kept them alive. As we jump into this and introduce our players for Game 2 of this qualifying match. In the bottom left-hand side, our green Terran is InZaNe. Up against the red Protoss player to the top right from Blazer, we have got Skillous. Gateway dropping down from our man Skillous right here, so getting that underway. As you see the probe just popping up, and is going to be moving through the main to see what's going on. So the probe just checking out what's going on here, having a little bit of a look around. And yeah, just going to be seeing the refinery coming up. Gateway drops down in the main base. Meanwhile, yeah, so far looking pretty good here with the probe just having a little bit of a scout. Obviously sees no racks, but it's not actually proxied, so InZaNe just going to be getting up for that. What's up, Danish Devil? Coming in with the Twitch Prime sub right there. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime, Danish Devil. Appreciate it, dude. As you see that probe nibbling away at the SCV. Factory comes down up on the high ground. And again, that's nice info as it is just a Marine first. So no Reaper means that he wanted that factory ASAP. If you skip the Reaper, obviously you have 50 gas much sooner to start the factory with. So nice quick factory from InZaNe. The racks will float back into the main now as well. The probe might have been able to get away there. I wonder if the Marine would have had a shot if it just continued away. It felt like it was getting towards max range. As you see that factory, going to be accompanied by a command center as well. So reactor just building up at the moment. We're going to be seeing the robo facility dropping in the main base. Yeah, everything just getting going. Skillous with the first adept coming forwards. InZaNe's expansion here is obviously a bit of a safe expand, slash you can get a bit aggro with it because that factory and hence the starport is a bit faster. And Deb checks over here, is looking to see if the barracks is still over here, but it isn't. And Rax has again gone back into the main base, so... And Skillous just trying to see, is the Rax still building units, for example, because that can give him some info as to what to expect. Shades up to the high ground, and he sees the factory in the starport. And he sees the factory building as well, so knowing the factory's building gives him a good idea that either a siege tank or a cyclone will already be on the way out, probably. Could be a Widowmine too, but with a tech lab on it, very likely to be one of those. Extra gates coming down in the main base, so setting up into this as the Observer gets chrono boosted out here. Cloak starting up, Banshee on the way down as well from InZaNe. We do see that Adept gets into the main base, so nice information. Although the Adept vision isn't that high, he does see the command center, although he's still command center before, so actually doesn't really see too much. Cyclone actually catches the Adept, so we'll kill that off now. And the follow-up, a Banshee, Cloak, and probably straight into a Siege Tank as well here from InZaNe. So again, a very aggressive set of units to start off with. There's the Cyclone coming forwards. It's going to be seeing the Cyclone still chilling out, scan into the main. InZaNe just making sure he knows what's up. Sees the Robo, so he's probably feeling okay, but there is a Prism coming across. I mean, with the Banshee heading out, the tank coming in, there's already shield batteries in each mineral line, so the first Banshee won't do much on its own. Tank just needs to be careful, because it's actually going to move down to the low ground, but there are Stalkers here with a Prism. With a few more units, this actually could get a little bit dangerous. No bunker on the low ground or anything. Nothing to stop this tank being jumped on. Scans, gets the Observer here. That's really nice. But again, do you have anything to actually shut down these units? Probably not, as this siege tank going to take a lot of damage. It's going to go down very quickly. Oh, Marines from the main base, though. I mean, they caught me a bit off guard. They kind of showed up out of nowhere. Cyclone is super low HP. Siege tank number 2 isn't ready yet. The Banshee is about to show up, and also the Banshee across the map about to show up. Cloaks up, we'll get some shots off, but obviously the shield battery will heal it, so Banshee backs away. 3 SCVs in a tank, but honestly, a few units lost from Skillous. I don't think that was also bad for the Terran. 3 SCVs in a tank, you got a few Zealots and Adept. Oh, sorry, you got just a few Zealots, but you got the Observer too. It's not great, obviously, for InZaNe to lose the siege tank, but he survives, right? And, that's the main thing at this point, is we do see second Banshee heading to the top. Tell you what, there isn't much to defend. Banshee has 1 and 2 together. Okay, now a few Stalkers warp in and the Observer goes into surveillance mode, so we'll actually be okay here. As you see the Stalkers dropping down, picking up a couple of those SCVs already. And the Banshees together moving in, but they're going to see the Stalkers instantly move away. Nice safe play from InZaNe. He'll go to the natural as well, but an Observer just set up here actually, as he tries to get a probe here and there. Tell you what, the Observer's in surveillance mode means it's actually kind of difficult to move your Observer to chase down Banshees. And those Banshees are actually going to get away alive, even though they probably didn't really deserve to. They were caught very much so in the middle of a bunch of Stalkers there, so that was really painful of a situation to work out from. Well, Warprism actually will come in and chase those Banshees down, but doesn't know actually where they are. Man, maybe for a moment it looked like he was chasing them, but doesn't know where they are, as we are going to be seeing the Prism continuing down in the bottom left. And, well, here we go. The SCV is already coming across the map, so... Oh, Cyclone onto the Prism. That's actually a nice lock on there, but will not be able to continue on it. Just because of the fact that Cyclone is, obviously has to go on the ground, has to go around there while the Prism took the high ground. Picks off an Observer in the... This is it from InZaNe. A big push to try and win this series and qualify to WCS for the first time. So InZaNe pushing across here. Again, Raven and a Cyclone leading the charge at the moment. Marines and tanks coming across as well. There's the Guardian Shield coming up. SCVs will not be able to do much here right away. Auto turrets will come down, so the SCVs will just tank a little bit. Tanks immediately on siege after that fight. I love it. Moves forwards instantly. SCVs, a few of them, still enough to build some bunkers up, and to siege up behind it will block the Zealots a little bit, which is kind of what you want. Now the tanks, what do they fire on though? Because it feels like they're firing on the Zealots, and that feels a little bit painful, but the tanks surviving. I think tanks surviving in general make this very good as the Banshee stays alive. The Observer picked off. A few more Zealots warping in. Tanks on siege there for a moment, but tanks will now target fire down the Stalkers. The Immortal isn't fighting onto the tanks either, and that could have been a dead tank so much faster here. Raven's still around. Observer's still taking a lot of damage from this. Oh god, that Raven and Banshee are so low. Another bunker starting up, but the first bunker finished is a huge deal. Is InZaNe. A few more SCVs are going to show up. Repair the bunker. Probably repair up the Banshee as well. I mean, how many observers are we on right now? One observer left. If that observer goes down, that would be huge. Please repair the Raven, man. I really feel like this Raven, even the Banshee too. I mean, anything is worth repairing. Oh my god, you just push in just as the tank's on siege. Not a good moment from InZaNe. His Raven's just running around doing nothing. Doesn't have has energy for Matrix or for a turret. Oh, he's not going to get it down in time though. So Skillous is going to break through. The tank will go down as well. And that is going to be a toll from Skillous. Wow. Good defense though, because I really thought with the tank surviving a couple of rounds there, that InZaNe was going to make this happen. So here we go. Skillous coming down to the bottom left. Has a pretty good army advantage, and again, I mean, InZaNe gave up a lot of work to make that fight happen, etc. Pulls back for a moment, waits for a warp in just to be safe. He has this observer for the Banshee. It's just that tank on the high ground that's a little bit annoying here, as we do see the Prism's going to probably dive straight in towards it. Then he realizes, well, the Marine's on the high ground, so I can just kill it from the low ground. Cells will start to drop on in, and this is Skillous tying up the series 1-1. Close, though, really close. And again, a couple of times InZaNe just besieged his tanks at just the wrong moment. And it caught on the bottom left-hand side, the green Terran is InZaNe. Up against the red Protoss in the top right-hand side, it's Skillous. Tied up 1-1 here in this best of 3. In this set and ready to go to see who will qualify. I mean, again, for both of them, whoever qualifies here will be qualifying for the first time, I believe. And InZaNe, someone I've known about for a long time, but Skillous, someone I didn't know about until just recently. Like I mentioned, in GG of the Year, he played some very impressive matches. So excited to see what he can come up with as we get this started. Reaper expansion from InZaNe. No hide in the rack, so any shenanigans here this time. CC just comes down on the low ground. No problem at all. TvP comes up to finish the wall off, of course. And you're going to see this probe from Skillous. Going to head back up towards the upper right-hand side. Cyber X-Core going to be finishing up in a moment or two. And the probe continuing up towards the top right. Sentry going to be Chrono boosted out at the moment. It's interesting to see a Sentry so fast here. Huh. I mean, Sentry's this quick. Build up a lot of energy, of course, and then maybe you have a lot of force fields to push with, which could be a possibility. I'm just going to be seeing the Sentry able to push away the Reaper. As the Twilight Council will drop down. And the Sentry's a little bit interesting here, a little bit different to get started. Now we're going to be seeing it still trying to push the Reaper back. I don't think I've seen a Sentry opening in PvT for like... I'm trying to think when. Like, I'm really caught off guard by this. Sentry into a Stalker, into another Stalker. Again, it feels very aggressive, right? You know, the ability to force field a bunker or so. Orbital Command is about halfway done here for InZaNe on the natural expansion. As Dynamic 905 gifts out 5 subs in the chat. I guess because we're at the very start of this, let's do these quick shoutouts. Thank you so much, Dynamic 905, hitting Gardalax, Probe SC2, hi Probe, Dr. Mold, Delta O, and Anthony Strauss. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, Dynamic 905. Give some hype and some love in the chat for that, please, guys, and welcome some new people to the channel. Thank you so much. As we do see the Robo Facility dropping down here from Skillous, we see the gateway up at the front as well, and a couple Stalkers are ready to push out. The Reaper is going to be obviously pushed away a little bit right there. And there's a stim pack upgrade starting up from InZaNe in the main base. So again, that Zealot charge coming up. Factory moved away to the side and just going to go into a third rack. So just going to go straight up into more regular bio than what we've been seeing before. Not going to rely on some very aggressive push to win this game like he's been doing in the last couple of matches. And Reaper just hanging out at the front here with the blink about halfway done. So blink about halfway done. Robo facility is going to complete in a moment or two. And as that robo facility gets finished up, we will see Skillous be able to go in towards, I mean, so many different things. Observer to begin with, and the robo bay dropping down with the forge as well. Looks like we'll probably have some blink stalkers into some Colossus here. So Skillous heading into the Colossus. Last time he tried this, he got killed by that big aggressive attack. This time around, well, let's see what he has to deal with, because he is playing pretty regular style, and so is InZaNe. I mean, InZaNe just playing that bio, so let's see if he can get much done going up against Colo here. Obviously feeling confident to go into towards that more macro-focused game as the Stalkers going to come running down to the bottom left-hand side. So those few Stalkers going to, well, pick off one Marine right away. So one Marine goes down here, and we are going to be seeing a couple units jumping in that bunker. Needs to get that Marine out and the Marauder in. You always want the Marauders in the bunker. The bunker gives you +1 range on your units, so it's actually very good to have the Marauders in, which are very good against Stalkers. As we see the Cyclone has to pull back, means the Stalkers coming quite far forwards. Stalkers don't kill anything here, and he does kill one of the Stalkers. With Stimpack now, some of the Stalkers have Blink on cooldown, and he will get another kill. Nicely done by InZaNe. Good advantage taken. And Skillous losing a few units there. As now InZaNe moving forwards. Does he see that Observer? I think he does. He's moving towards it. Scan. Not available for how long? 10 seconds. He's not going to be able to wait around for that. And he's missed an opportunity from instead of moving across the map. Finds a Stalker there, pulls back to the Cyclone instantly. I actually kind of like that as we see the stim of just a couple units to scare it away. With this push, InZaNe should mostly be looking to check for a third base, and I feel if there is no third base, you don't really want to take a fight because the Colossus is going to be there. It's just not going to go so well for you. With a third base up, maybe there'd be enough or a lack of units for you to really push into. Sees no third base, we'll just check over here as well. Doesn't see with the Marine though. Stalkers deny that quite nicely. But yeah, I don't think it's worth pushing into a Colossus if you don't have to. And without a third base being up, you definitely don't have to, because his own third base, InZaNe, is on its way up right now. Colossus, number 2 on the way now then. Charge on the way up as well. So Skillous just now drops the third expansion. Again, that's later than usual, but of course he has a bit of a stronger force than usual, a bit more tech heavy, rather than just pure gateway units. Again, we're going to see... Oh, InZaNe actually loaded up for a moment there. These bio units have to make a decision. Ooh, the blink forwards was risky. Doesn't kill anything. InZaNe gets out, and we'll just heal up those units a little bit. Has another set of units coming up on the natural expansion here, so just gathering together. Observer going to be sitting overhead. There's another Observer here too. The map vision from Skillous is really good. There's observers everywhere. He sees so much right now, knows exactly where these armies are, and he knows with confidence that he can push into them as well. So those observers really cost him a little bit as InZaNe runs through over here. Again, the Observer sees it. Well, Skillous is going to blink in, gets the medevac, which means InZaNe will turn and get a Stalker. I mean, what do you do? Stim again. Now some of these Marines don't even have the stim available because they're so low on HP. We'll turn for another couple Stalkers, but these units are dying off here. InZaNe trying to get the medevac. Blinks in, will pick it off. And we'll see those Marines going down as well. So good shutdown on this little bit of an army moving around the center, all because he just has the vision, so he feels confident enough to move into the middle of the map. Let me see a few Widowmines dropping across the top side now, but I tell you what, this army of Skillous, it's going for it, down towards the third base. There's 4 Vikings and only 4 Vikings at the moment, but there's only 2 Colossus, it's not too many. Third base, though, from the Terran probably has to move away. Just scanned an Observer down. Again, his Widowmines not here to defend. The third going to be moving back. Is it going to survive? It's a lot of Stalkers. I think he loses the third base. Well, Widowmines will start to drop in as he'll get rid of some of these, but man, losing the army in the middle of the map is so painful. Skillous sees the attack coming in as well, so he moves all his probes out of position. Losing the army in the middle of the map is so costly. So costly. That's crazy. As you are going to be seeing this army of Skillous heading in towards the upper right-hand side. 5 probes going down now to these couple Widowmines, but I mean, does that really make up for the loss of a third base? Well, what can InZaNe do here? Probably an SCV pull. Probably with a couple more Vikings, you just go for the pull. And you get rid of the Colossus kind of quick. Temple Archives is up, but Storm won't be ready for a little while. I think you just have to go for it. He's got a few more Vikings. He's not making a third base. He's definitely going to do something here. Some sort of 2-base all-in. And that, again, generally will involve an SCV pull. So, InZaNe, it's going to be soon or never. Plus 2 attack on the way for the Pros would be good to hit before that as well. Gets another Viking out. I'm not sure what InZaNe particularly is waiting for, though. Like, is there something in particular he wants to wait for? Because I feel right now, InZaNe just loses out if he waits a little bit too long. There you go. The SCVs are going to come across the map, so it's a one final attempt try from InZaNe. I mean, a Disruptor being added in, a couple Archons added in. There's 3 Colossus. I mean, the Vikings will get the Colossus pretty quickly. A few Stalkers here. We'll see what's up. There's a lot of Force Fields also available, guys. 1 Viking already going down. SCVs are seen. The Stalkers blink back. That Disruptor available as well. Could buy just a little bit of time. Disruptor shot. It's the edge of these units here. Again, the Vikings flying forwards. Here come the Bio stimming in. Wants to probably try and back away from the Colossus. As the Colossus go down, the Vikings will have to land. But you can just see the supply of the Terran is dropping so fast. Skillous has way too much, and InZaNe will not be able to make this happen from a 1-0 lead. He has 1 map from qualifying, and it's heartbreak as well when they come so close. Skillous will make it to WCS, the 17-year-old Russian Protoss player. Another one of these youngsters to watch out for. Now in WCS,